These are the best Fat Tony moments. When Fat Tony is arrested for pickpocketing Springfield, Chief Wiggum sets out to catch the real criminal. The Fat Blue Line opens with the family on a San Castellanata festival, enjoying the Italian food and vibes, while the real Italians, not so much. Johnny Tight-Lips asked Fat Tony if he's going to the festival, and he said he's not.
Tight-Lips, you do a poor job of reading my moods, but you're the only one I trust. Go.
But the festival was enjoyed for about a few seconds, until...
Hey, where's my wallet?
Yeah, my wallet's gone too.
My purse!
Okay, we get it. You've been pickpocketed. But not to worry, I bet Chief Wiggum will solve this in no time.
Oh, I solved it all right. Thief of polite. Thief of polite.
Oh dear, where's Lou when you need him? Then a woman came in and introduced herself. She said her name was Lenora Carter, special investigator from the Attorney General's office, and she is taking over the case. Wiggum told her that no one comes into his precinct and tells him what to do. Lenora told him to shut up, and Chief Wiggum immediately closed his yapper. So much for authority. Lenora said that Wiggum is the worst police officer she ever had the pleasure of humiliating in front of his men.
You are so fat, you're a good cop and bad cop. Your drug-sniffing dog is in rehab.
Okay, that is pretty humiliating. She tells Lou and Eddie that they're coming with her to do some real police work. Wiggum said that he will go work out his feelings on the gun range. But then Lou said they don't have a gun range. Okay, that should be concerning, because who did he just shoot at? Lenora said that they'll trap the pickpocket by planting a wallet with a tracer in a rear end so huge no criminal could miss it.
Hello, could you direct me to the Office of Park Bench Removal?
His big ass finally came in handy. When Marge heard this, she said that she's not letting her husband risk his life. Lenora tells Marge that Homer's butt is bigger than both of them. She's saying this on purpose, isn't she? So Lenora put a tracking device in Homer's wallet. So now all he needs to do is put his ass on the line. Literally. So Homer flaunted his big ass in front of any and all suspicious people in town, and none of them took the bait until someone stole his wallet. But they didn't know who. So they tracked the chip, and when they got to the location, they saw Chief Wiggum there. He said he was following them, but Lenora wouldn't let him join them. When they went inside, Fat Tony and his uncle were there, and he looked visibly confused.
Cops, what are you doing here? This is a setup. What are these things?
Oh, Fat Tony. Fat Tony says that he was told this was an Asian pop-up restaurant. Lenora tells Fat Tony he's under arrest, and he kept saying that he's never seen any of the wallets before.
The room is spinning. So, this is what it feels like to be innocent.
Fat Tony is taken to prison. And the next day, Chief Wiggum runs into Marge and tells her that he feels like life passed him by, and there's no point to anything. Marge told him that she loves her husband because he's not afraid to fail. If anything's true about Homer, it's that.
He has boundless, unjustified confidence, and you should too.
Why? Because he's a fat man too? That night, 3 fat men prayed to God. Fat Tony prayed to find the man, the rat, the Judas who set him up. Such a sincere prayer. Chief Wiggum pleaded with God.
I know I made a deal with the devil to be chief, but please, just ignore that and help me out.
Wow, okay, didn't expect that. And Homer? Well, he just prayed for plastic straws to be brought back. There's that confidence Marge spoke about. The next day, Chief Wiggum was doing some digging on Fat Tony, and he found an old video of him saying the one true crime he would never commit is pickpocketing.
Huh, he seems sincere.
I am sincere.
Okay, that was some breaking of the fourth wall. Fat Tony said that when he was young, his father, Fatso Antonio, needed a heart transplant. On his way to the hospital, that heart was pickpocketed. Oh, that's just devastating. Chief Wiggum thought to himself that he can tell Fat Tony is innocent.
With a certainty you can only develop putting hundreds of innocent people in jail.
I think your job hasn't been your friend. Chief Wiggum went to prison to tell Fat Tony he thinks he's innocent. Fat Tony said he could prove he's innocent, but he won't.
Because what I was actually doing at the time is something a mob boss cannot do.
What could have been so bad? Chief Wiggum said that if he helps him, he swears he'll find the guy who framed him. So Fat Tony caves and shows him what he was doing while the heist was going down.
God help me. Good times and bum times.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But Fat Tony was thinking if he should get out or just serve his time and then spend the day sitting in the warm sun outside the butcher shop. Lou said that that's what he's been doing up until now. Fat Tony said that every few hours,
someone would whisper something into my ear, then I had to decide whether to nod or shrug.
Fat Tony said that this was very stressful for him. I'd imagine. Wiggum said they can help him if he wears a wire. Fat Tony replied that he's sorry, and on principle,
that is something I cannot do. Let me repeat something I cannot do.
Oh, he's done this before. As they were getting ready for their mission, Wiggum told Fat Tony to remember the phrase to call for help.
What phrase?
Remember the phrase.
You know, this can take a while. Fat Tony went inside the restaurant where all his friends and associates were laughing at him.
A toast to Fat Tony, a man like a Botticelli nude. Fat, old, and easy to frame, huh?
Oh, that's really mean. Italian mean. But then he walked in and they all said they were talking about how much they miss him. Fat Tony told all of them to shut up, and he said he only wants to hear Frankie the Squealer. You can guess how he got the name.
The name of the man who framed you? I would never. I didn't say Johnny Tightlips.
How many times has that man tried to get rid of Fat Tony and he still keeps him around? Meanwhile, the Simpsons were having dinner at the restaurant, and Homer went in the back to ask about the sauce. When?
Remember the phrase.
Remember what phrase? Oh, right.
Damn it, Wiggum. Homer was shot, and right in his ass. Well, that's convenient.
Someone's gotta suck out the bullet.
Wiggum, damn it, this is what you were born to do.
Oh, please no, I don't want to see that. A few days later, the three of them were sitting together drinking wine.
The three of us, we are not that different.
Whoa! Hey, whoa! What's this guy talking about?
About that. And this wasn't the only time Homer helped the police on a case. Homer goes to prison, but agrees to a reduced sentence by informing on Fat Tony for the FBI. Donnie Fatso starts on New Year's Day with Homer going to empty the trash, when Chief Wiggum stopped him and said he'll be writing him a ticket.
$50? It used to cover 2 public nudities and a poop in the park.
Now, why would he know that? Homer crumpled up the ticket, and the chief gave him another ticket for that. This continued on for some time, and by the end,
That's almost $1,000.
Rounding up your total. That's a $50 fine.
should have just paid the $50 when he had the chance. Mo told Homer he could get rid of his ticket by going to a guy he knows and paying him $100 to make his troubles go away. Homer went to the guy, but he was on a break, and since he didn't want to wait, he just left the bribe on his counter. But when he went outside, Chief Wiggum arrested him for attempting to bribe a public official. Homer went to court, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Homer said that he can be out in 18 months with good behavior. Chief Wiggum told Homer there's something he could do to get out of prison sooner, but it's extremely dangerous. The agent tells Homer that they are conducting
20-year investigation into the activities of Anthony Fat Tony D'Amico.
What, this guy?
He's already given them trouble. The FBI guy told him he's gonna plant him as an undercover informant in Fat Tony's gang.
I've been in his house. I was briefly his consigliere.
We get it, Homer. The FBI agent tells Homer that they will disguise him and give him a new name.
You will be known as Nicky Blue Pants.
He really can't escape his blue pants. So Homer's now disguised in prison, and he gets approached by a guard. The agent tells him that he'll rough up Louie, and then Homer is supposed to stand up to him and earn his trust.
But I haven't earned his trust if it's based on a lie.
Enough of your dime store morality.
Homer then asked him what a dime store is. This is gonna be a hard collaboration. The guard trips Louie, and Homer goes into action by slamming him with a tray. The guards take Homer into the kitchen, and they tell him they won't actually beat him up, they'll just make it sound like it by tenderizing the steaks. Homer asks if he could get some of the steaks, and they tell him no, so he starts screaming.
Please, let me have it! Ah! Oh, come on! Give it to me right in the mouth!
That can be misinterpreted in so many ways. Later, Louie came into Homer's cell and said he brought someone who can escort him to freedom.
Let's just say this prison was built by mob construction workers.
And he's in. Fat Tony took Homer to a restaurant to get to know him, but before he had to give his review of the spaghetti sauce, Fat Tony said he can detect a lack of oregano.
I'll take care of this.
You carry oregano with you?
I see that Fat Tony is impressed. Homer said that he carries oregano, basil, rosemary. Then they went to the graveyard and Fat Tony put flowers on his dead wife's grave. While he was paying his respects, Homer thought of Marge and he started crying because he missed her so much. Fat Tony said that he is touched and that they are so alike, and he says that his other associates,
They never share my grief.
Yeah, those guys are probably FBI informants.
damn it, Homer, could you be any more obvious? Fat Tony asked Homer if he thought an informant could get so close to him, and Homer said that he got into his gang and he barely knows who he is. Fat Tony tells Homer that he has earned his complete trust now. Well, that was easy. But then Tony said that he has to make his bone, which meant burning down Moe's tavern. Fat Tony asked Homer if he has a problem with this job.
Oh, no. I was just thinking how cheap this crime would have been in the 70s.
Homer got out of the car, but as he was approaching Moe's, it went up in flames and Moe ran out. It's like Mo heard his prayers. Tony took Homer to a surprise party where he welcomed him through the family. That's actually really sweet. After that, Tony took Homer out and decided to share a secret plan with him. Okay, things are getting kind of intimate.
To heterosexual male friendship, the kind the Greeks wrote about.
Are you sure you want to be just like the Greeks wrote about? And then a ship came in, and Fat Tony said it's his Belgian gun.
All units, move in.
Tony, you gotta get out of here now.
What? Why?
Don't ask questions, just go.
For a mob boss, he's too trusting. But then Fat Tony realized. He tells Homer that he would have given him everything.
In the strip club of my heart, you held the key to the champagne room.
Is that mob for I love you? I don't think Homer's gonna be able to recover from this.
So that's it. You used me to kill a man and all I get is a handshake and a blanket?
I mean, you did agree to work with the FBI. That night, Homer couldn't sleep, and Marge told him that he should move on, but Homer couldn't do that.
All I see is Fat Tony and me having drinks at that bar on the beach.
You never took me to that bar on the beach.
Maybe don't fight when your husband is feeling guilty over a man's death. Homer went to pay his respects at Fat Tony's grave when someone hit him over the head.
Fat Tony?
No, I'm his cousin from San Diego, Fit Tony.
How many cousins can one man have? Fit Tony said that he's there to kill Homer, and Homer said he understands. Wow, this has really gotten to him. Fit Tony told Homer to join him on the elliptical machine.
I worked for Fat Tony, and he was the best boss I ever had.
Well, this is awkward.
Burns, man, you can't seriously be thinking that you're the best boss. Homer said that Fat Tony was a good guy, and he even said he'd dope a horse for him. Fit Tony said that to kill him would be to whack what still remains of his cousin. Homer is surprised that the killers have been so kind to him.
Well, the people who are supposed to protect me treated me like dirt.
Just the world we live in, Homer. So, over time, Fit Tony took his cousin's place running the Springfield mob. But the pressure got to him, so he started to eat.
Soon he was known as Fit Fat Tony. Then just Fat Tony for short.
So I guess that's why we still have Fat Tony today. We always see Fat Tony in his life as a mob boss, but we never really see the lives of people around him. So let's take a look. When Fat Tony has to take a timeout due to a whacking attempt, his son has to take over the business. The Mook, the chef, the wife, and her Homer starts with Otto driving the kids to school as per usual, but then he sees Metallica and stops the bus to give them a lift.
Hop in what?
Look at me, I'm Otto. I'm 100 years old and I drive a school bus.
100? That's a bit much. So Bart just took Otto's one chance of becoming friends with Metallica, and you can imagine how angry he was.
This is for every bus driver, lunch lady.
Oh, Otto, you don't want to be doing that.
Otto, are you meting out corporal punishment?
Can't talk now, I'm spanking a child.
Yes, he is. Otto gets suspended from driving the bus, so now parents need to carpool kids to school. On the first day of carpooling, Marge picked up all the regulars, Milhouse, Nelson, Sherry, and Terry, and...
Ew, it's Michael, that weird kid who never says anything.
They're just the worst kind of girls. Michael says he forgot his math book, and Marge drives up to his house so he can get it. Except it's not a house, it's a mansion.
Michael, my son, here is your book. And never forget the divisor goes into the dividend.
Oh, Nelson's about to get whacked. The word of Michael being Fat Tony's son spread quickly, and now everybody was scared of him at school. Everybody except Lisa. Lisa sat next to him at lunch and he was surprised she wasn't afraid.
I'm not like my dad.
I understand. I'm not like my dad either.
Oh.
I think "oh" is the best kind of reaction you can hope for. As they were eating, Lisa found a battery in her food and she said she can't eat her lunch anymore. So Michael told her he cooks a little and maybe he can make her something. All they need are some fresh ingredients. Michael took Lisa outside and he picked some weeds and put them on a plate for her, and she really liked it. I mean, she's vegetarian, what did you expect? Lisa tells Michael that he could make a great chef someday, but...
My dad wants me to go into the family business, which is, waste management.
Yeah, we all know what it is. Fat Tony came to pick up the kids' school, but as he was driving, he ran into some friend. I didn't know you could have arch enemies in waste management.
Milhouse, may I borrow your tree ring binder?
Garfield or Lovis?
Does it matter?
I prefer the cat. He hates Mondays.
We can relate with Garfield on so many things. Fat Tony threw the binder out the window and his enemies ran over it and crashed. When he dropped off Bart and Lisa home, he apologized to Marge and explained how he ran into some old acquaintances. Yeah, you should just keep thinking that, Marge. Michael asks if Lisa and her family can come over for dinner, and Marge said they'd love to. She said she never met his wife, and Fat Tony said that
Anna Maria was whacked by natural causes.
Oh, So you're a widower.
Tony said he brings flowers to her grave every Sunday.
I wish I was dead.
Be careful what you wish for, Marge. As they were having a pleasant dinner, Luigi called Fat Tony and told him that the sit-down with the Calabreses is tonight. They say they just simply wanted to kill him. I guess that's reasonable in their world. They said that when they saw him driving the carpool, they figured he'd gone soft. Fat Tony said they'd be fools to kill him because
my son Michael would take my place and wreak a terrible vengeance.
I made souffles!
Yeah, Tony, I don't think Michael is cut out for the family business. Lisa told Michael that one bite of the souffle and his dad will realize that his gift deserves to flower. And just as Tony was making peace with his enemies, Michael and Lisa walked in with dessert. One of the mobsters asked Michael what bakery he got the souffles from.
Well, actually, I made them. Papa, I want to be a chef.
You couldn't have picked a worse time for that announcement, Michael. They make fun of Michael for wanting to be a chef. The Calabreses left, and Tony told Michael that he made him appear weak in the eyes of his enemy.
It's not important what other people think of you. What matters is how you feel inside.
And what he feels inside right about now is hot lead. Thankfully, Fat Tony wasn't murdered, but he won't be able to do anything for the next 3 months. Homer said that this is all Lisa's fault, so he offered to run his business with Bart until he recovers. I couldn't think of anyone better for the job, actually. But Bart was a bit better at the job than Homer. After some time in the mob business, Homer and Bart became violent. I mean, more violent than usual.
Dad, you want I should plug him in the ankle?
You monster! Just cut his Achilles tendon with this knife.
Michael saw that and he said that they must get out of the mob business immediately. So Michael called a meeting with his father's enemies and he said he surrenders.
In exchange for the safety of my family and the Simpsons.
That seems like a reasonable request, and his enemies agreed. Michael says that from now on, his only business will be cooking.
You did the right thing, Mikey. You weren't cut out to be a wise guy.
You're gonna live to see how wrong you were. But then all of them started choking and they fell on the floor.
Someone poisoned these meatballs. Homer.
Hey, if I poisoned him, would I be doing this?
Good point. Michael seemed devastated, and he said he won't be using that recipe anymore. But when Lisa went to pick it up, she saw that the recipe called for poison. Later, Michael was talking to his father, and he said he was proud of him. Fat Tony is happy, and says they're not so different after all. Unfortunately, no. Lisa asked Michael why didn't he tell his dad that killing his enemies was an accident.
It was an accident, right, Michael?
Don't ever ask me about my business, Lisa.
Oh, he's Fat Tony's son, all right. And how about Fat Tony's wife? Or should I say why? Selma falls in love with Fat Tony and they get married. But then she finds out she's not the only one who enjoys his love. The Real Housewives of Fat Tony opens with Homer making Bart and Lisa stand in the line at the DMV while he had fun. So, when they were the next in line, Homer rushed to do his business, but they tell him to go to the back. Oh, they're good. They start bidding for their place in line, but then Fat Tony appeared.
I bid 1 lollipop.
Sold to the lowest bidder.
That better be one good lollipop. But since Selma doesn't know who Fat Tony is, or she just doesn't care, she starts talking to him like she talks to everyone else who comes to the DMV.
Dad, Aunt Selma's treating a mob boss like an ordinary taxpayer.
And we've got front row seats.
What did they expect Homer to do? When Selma went on her smoke break, she was abducted by Fat Tony's men. Fat Tony told Selma she could choose the body part he'll cut off first.
I choose my love handles.
What?
Then my arm waddles, my cankles, and finish off with my excess back fat.
I bet he wasn't counting on that.
And I want lipo. Lots of lipo. Or are you not a man of your word?
Oh, now she's questioning his honor. Fat Tony was impressed, and he told Selma he liked her. Okay, we don't have to go there. Fat Tony told Selma she will have her lipo.
Now where is my Selma?
Here's the part that's not in the trash.
Dang, Selma's confidence is about to be sky high. Fat Tony told his associates to take the doctor out back.
Should we take care of him or take care of him?
Take care of him.
I don't know what that meant.
How about you stop taking care of people altogether? Now that they were alone, Fat Tony said that it's time to take care of Selma. Why do they actually make a cute couple? In a sick kind of way. Fat Tony and Selma seemed to be getting along perfectly. So, one night, Fat Tony then asked Selma to marry him.
Oh, Tony. If there were an Italian word for yes, I'd be saying it.
There is, in every language. The wedding day came soon enough. I guess it had to be that way, because in the mob world, you never know when you're about to get whacked.
I am so happy I lived to see this day. He did give her the kiss of death, right?
No! No!
Why did he think that? But then, after a problem appeared with the seating, Marge and Homer couldn't find their table, because it turned out to be at the back of the room. Oh, that's so humiliating. When it was time to take pictures with the bride, Marge asked Selma why she seated them so far away, and Selma said,
Because somebody's husband has a reputation for embarrassing himself in public situations.
Marge is annoyed and says that he's on his best behavior today. That is impressive. The next day, Fat Tony came by and said he invited him and Marge to his house on the shore, so Marge and Selma could fix their relationship. Marge wasn't sure about it, but she went anyway. Upon arriving there, all her doubts came to life.
Selma? What?
Homer, you've sunk really, really low. Selma asked Marge why can't she support her marriage, and I think the answer is pretty obvious. Marge tells Selma she never supported Homer.
You married a pig. Well, you married someone whose first name is Fat.
I mean, they both got a point. Later that day, Selma joined Marge and told her to look at how their husbands are getting along. Selma said that maybe she's been mean to Homer because she was jealous of their happiness. That seemed really sincere. That night, Homer and Marge were drunk and getting back to their room when they accidentally opened the door of Fat Tony's room instead.
I gotta look good for my guma.
That's mob talk for mistress.
I am not surprised. What about you? Homer said that cheating on Selma would be crazy.
Why go out for a hamburger when you got rancid steak at home? I'll just sit here quietly.
You better do that and think about the fact that you find Selma attractive. Homer and Marge went to find Selma and tell her everything.
How could Tony cheat on me so soon?
At least she sort of expected it. The next morning, Homer was trying to tell Fat Tony that they need to leave, but Tony didn't understand why until Selma showed up. But then a woman showed up in her car demanding to know where's the other woman. Wait, now I'm confused.
And I've got the ring to prove it.
That's a Gumar ring. This is a wife ring.
Marge, don't look. Marge said that this doesn't make any sense. How could Selma be the Gumar when there was a wedding and they exchanged vows and everything?
If you spoke Italian, which I knew you did not, that those were gumba vows.
Who knew such a thing even existed?
You missed my first open house for this brutta putana?
Why are they throwing these Italian terms around like other people understand them?
I've hit on enough pizza boys to know what that means.
At least her easy behavior has taught her something. Selma and Fat Tony's wife start fighting, and Homer and Marge just backed away.
You were right, Marge. These people are not for us.
Nope, even I cannot handle the drama. But the drama's just getting started when Fat Tony has to serve jury duty, and his clerk, Dan, must run the mafia while he's gone. Pennywise Guy opens with Homer and his bowling team being just a few points away from winning when his new teammate gets a call from work.
Oh, please, I am missing 8 birthday parties for this.
You mean your kids? But what could be his job that's so important?
Boys, I'm afraid the government has finally caught up with me, and my appeals are exhausted.
Fat Tony tells them that he's serving jury duty from tomorrow. Tough luck, Fat Tony. But then Tony says he must name a temporary replacement while he's gone. So all of his cousins, friends, and associates get ready to be picked when he...
Your temporary Don is our accountant, Dan.
So Dan just got a big promotion. But he didn't want it, so he tried to tell Fat Tony that he's just a numbers guy. Oh, he's also a scaredy cat. Fat Tony told Dan that he knows what he's doing. So Fat Tony left Dan to fend for himself in front of the mobsters, so he thought it'd be good if they did an ice-breaking exercise.
Let's all say something that we are afraid of.
I'm afraid I might kill this guy right now.
This is not going well for Dan. Then Dan pretended his phone was ringing and that his daughter was calling him.
Listen, how would you feel if I just disappeared? Sad, right? Sad? Okay, you know what? I'll tell the guys.
Does he really think it's a good idea to let them know he has a kid, if he really has one? Dan tried to cut corners by showing the guys how much they spend every month just on olive oil, but he was barking up the wrong tree there.
We love our bread dipping.
Okay, can't touch the bread dipping?
Yeah, better back off any food. Dan said that there's a cost-cutting measure he'd like to propose.
If you put a horse's head in someone's bed, don't let the rest of the animal go to waste.
Oh, let's not talk about dead animals, please. Dan keeps talking about how the horse can be used to scare people.
Okay, good stopping point. Okay. Was that real?
What do you think, Dan? That night, there was a pretty lively debate going on at Moe's.
So, you're saying you'd rather do the prettiest dude in the world than the ugliest broad?
Absolutely.
What have their conversations come to? And then Dan walked into the bar. Dan apologized for ditching them at bowling the other day, but he said he has the kind of job you can't say no to.
I am sure if you put your foot down on their throats and grind until you hear a crunch, they'll sit up straight.
I mean, that's kind of good advice. Dan wasn't so sure about that, but Mo can be really convincing.
We'll see about that bread dipping. Thank you for giving me an attitude.
Oh, that poor man is gonna march to his own death. Dan went over to the mob meeting and he decided to stand his ground.
This time, why don't I do the cutting?
What are you doing? I talk with that hand.
Italians and their talking hands.
I'm dominating you! Anyone got a problem? Huh?
I'm all for standing your ground, but I think this is gonna go to his head. The next day, Dan went to meet with Fat Tony and he told him he cut expenses 12%. Fat Tony told him that he wants another 12% to be cut, but Dan said that the only thing left are personnel. And you know how that's done in the mob world.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You mean kill them?
Well, you can't lay them off and expect them not to squeal, can you? The next day, Dan stopped Homer on his way to work.
He wants me to kill them! Sorry. First of all, hi.
Geez, Dan, where are your manners? Dan explained he works for the mob boss, and he's running Fat Tony's gang while he's on jury duty. Homer asked if he wants him to help escape, but that's not what Dan was asking.
I want you to stop me from doing it.
You what?
I want to do it, Homer. It's the ultimate business model.
Okay, Dan, the problem then isn't Fat Tony, it's you. Dan said that he learned that, in order to succeed, you must disregard the dangerous distraction of being human.
You scratch a businessman, and you get a cold-blooded killer. Well, I've been scratched!
Oh, he needs professional help. Homer didn't understand why he'd want to be a murderer, but Dan just lost it and started pointing the gun at Homer, so Homer took him to his house and tied him to a chair. As Homer was tying him up, Dan was moaning in pleasure. Yes, you heard that right.
Could you please not sound like you like it so much?
Sorry. I'm into a lot of weird stuff.
We can see that, Dan, and it's disturbing all of us. Homer went upstairs and he left Dan in the basement, and he saw 2 grasshoppers. Why are there grasshoppers in the basement, you may ask? Well, Bart broke Lisa's terrarium, and they all escape. And now, they're attacking Dan. Oh, that's just disgusting. Meanwhile, upstairs, Bart and Homer are watching TV when they start hearing screams coming from the basement.
I really think that's coming from our house.
Will you stop saying things that'll make me have to do something?
Is he that lazy or that dumb? Homer went upstairs and saw grasshoppers attacking Dan, so he untied him and Dan pulled a gun on him.
Are you gonna shoot me in the back of the head?
No, I just know it takes you so long to get up, I'll have plenty of time to escape.
Well, that's pretty noble. Dan went to kill Fat Tony's associates, but Homer managed to stop him every time.
How do you keep finding me?
You really should tweet less.
But everyone deserves to know what I'm thinking.
Oh, so he's a narcissist. Now it all makes sense. Homer told Dan to just give him the gun before he hurt someone.
Oh, I can't kill you.
I knew you were weak.
Gee, Homer, don't piss off the psycho. So when Fat Tony got back, he said,
We have severely cut costs by reducing the number of our guns to 1. And I have it.
That's Monopoly for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite Fat Tony moment.